What's happening, y'all? It's your man SamAnt here at Viral Hip Hop News. Listen, do me a favor. You see the brother right now on your screen. Go down to my description box and follow Chakra Doctor at Chakra Doctor TV on YouTube. Your only place to find miracles you won't put down. Grab the House of Lazenberry series by author Daniel Webb. Since his controversial interview at the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, the books can't stay on the shelf. Grab the series, The House of Lazenberry, The House of Lazenberry 1970H, and The House of Lazenberry, A Time to Heal. Link in the description box.
You and the artist have collabed and came together and said, hey, this is how we're going to do it. And that's when I, years later, got into becoming an engineer / producer as well. And that's another one I want to throw in there as well. There's producers that also engineer as well, because they can also vocal produce you as well as record and mix and master you. So so a producer can also have an engineer part into it as well. So that's why you got to also know that you can, that you can be a multifaceted producer. But if you're a beat maker, you just provide the beat and then you done.
Are you an engineer too? You engineer as well?
Yeah, I engineer as well. Yep.
He getting all the bread. And
Hello.
get all the money, because that ain't easy either. People produce and still don't know what the fuck they doing on the computer. They sitting there staring at whatever the case, Pro Tools or Logic. Like, what the fuck is going on? They don't know what they doing. They just making beats. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They have no
That's
idea.
That's a fact.
Let's talk about music networking, no egos, man. I was introduced. Shout out to Gemini, Andre on Gemini, owner of Big Gemini Kennels. It's my dude. We interviewed him a couple months back, and me and him stayed in contact after the interview. And he introduced me. He's like, yo, man, you do Clubhouse? I'm like, hell no, I don't fuck Clubhouse. I don't do it. I don't want to sit there with my face in the box and listen to people gossip. That ain't my thing. I'm trying to make money. I ain't trying to do that. He's like, yo, bro, exactly what you're saying. They got on there. Won't you come in there? So I got hooked up with Money Train Love and my man Mike Jones and the Peep Game Play Lame crew. And they were doing this artist spotlight associated or alongside with music networking, no egos. So I'm like, oh, music networking, no egos. I clicked the box and my life changed from there. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten most influential people in the game, and just the amount of knowledge and wealth of knowledge and the circles that you begin to get into. It's an absolute blessing. I cannot stress that enough, people. If you are in the building right now, please, if you're on Clubhouse, join music networking, no egos, because trust me, it's worth its weight in gold. But we got one of the creators here. And like I was asking Will when he got on it, I'm very curious to know what influenced you to not only get on Clubhouse, but to begin starting this room. And when did you start seeing success come from it?
Man. Well, first and foremost, I got to shout my team out before I start to talk about this story, man. Shout out to my guy Bots and Auntie Jackie. Y'all, hey, I love y'all. Y'all my fam. Y'all already know what time it is. So I'll take it back to I gotta shout out my girl TT. She's the one who gave me my invite. TT from Harlem. Shout out to you. That's my sis. She plugged me in. So I was in Atlanta, and she was like, "Hey man, I've been waiting months for my invite on Clubhouse." I said, "An invite on Clubhouse?" She's like, "Yeah, you ain't never heard of Clubhouse?" I'm like, "Nah." And this was probably October. This is October 2020. She was like, yo, I'm waiting on my invite. She was like, as soon as I get mine, I'm going to invite you. You only get 2 invites, and I'm going to give you one of them. And I said, so hold on. I said, what kind of platform is it? She said, yo, it's a music platform where it's an audio platform. It got, all the top influencers, different, label executives. She's like, you need to be on this app. She's like, with your production and your personality, you need to be on the app. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she finally get the invite. She sent me the invite. So I didn't know what I was looking for. So she sent me the invite, and like 4 days later, she was like, yo, why you not on Clubhouse? I'm like, I've been waiting on a link or something. She's like, no, you got to download the app. So I said, yeah. So I missed 4 days on the app, just sitting here waiting, think I'm supposed to get something. And so anyway, I log on. And when I first get on there, I'm looking at this like, yo, this looking like Chinese. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I just see these little room titles and just different things like that. So I start hopping in rooms. You know what I'm saying? I just hear people up there talking. You know what I mean? People going crazy. People cussing people out. I'm like, yo, what is going on here? And so I never forget. I hopped in this music room. It had like A&Rs from like different labels reviewing your music. And so like certain people would go and it would be trash music. So then they'll kick him out the room, kick him to the goo, say, yo, you suck. Like, you don't need to do music no more. There was people crying up there, like crying like on there, like yo, can't believe y'all told me that. And it was like all type of things going on. I was like, yo, I don't know if I don't even want to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like too much drama. But then I happened to pull up just a random room. It was Bots and my guy Chris Pimpson. It was their room, and those were my first, co-creators of the Music Network and No Egos. So we used to just pull up in the room and just talk. Like, it was no structure. It was no people introducing themselves or networking or anything like that. It literally was just us talking in the room, having fun, playing beats, talking about, working together, doing different things. And then a lot of people start pulling up to our room. So, us being suspicious, we're like, who the hell is this? Like, who in here just trying to listen to what our conversation is? So we started inviting people on stage. And so we like, yo, introduce yourself. That's kind of how it first started. Like, who you are and introduce yourself. And so then, we started getting known on the app. We had a couple big rooms on the app. Me, Chris, and Bots kind of separated and did our own things. And so I rebooted. It was first called Music Network and No Egos or Capping, but then I just rebooted it to Music Network and No Egos. And so at this time, we had met Auntie Jackie and everything. We had a whole little crew going. And I was like, yo, we need to treat this like a TV show. We need to have like, segments and hours and, and they're like, Rotstein, who was you? You trying to be the leader? I'm like, no, I'm just telling you. I'm like, we need to have some structure to it. And then once we start getting structure to it, like, I mean, so many people start pulling up to the room, and, this person knew this person, and they brought them to the room. I mean, Tiffany Haddish, and then it just, so many, I mean, we had Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Kid and Play. Like, we just had so many different people start pulling up. But then when we got Bob in there, it just went to a whole nother level after that. So, man, the story is just, the club is growing and growing, and so many deals have been made. So many people have production deals. I got so many deals out of there. So, long story short, man, we just in there networking, trying to make, big things happen, man. So shout out to everybody who pull up and support each and every day, man.
Not only is it a networking phenomenon, it almost makes you, it reminds me of like a black version of Cheers, to where you could just pick up the bar, everybody knows your name and shit, and you like, oh, what's up? You got your bartenders and y'all doing y'all thing, and everybody's just one big happy family. And we get to network, and sometimes you don't network, sometimes you just sit there and you listen to gems get thrown all day. And one of my favorite gems is the gift is in the giving. You know what I mean? Kind of motivated me to do what I'm doing right now, because I wanted to do the artist spotlight. I wanted to give independent artists, not just music artists, but anybody with brands, businesses, somebody with a dream, a platform where they can kind of show off their brand and their idea to people that would typically know them. And when I heard that, it kind of was just like, you know what, that's the sign right there, to extend a branch to people, not only within this room, but out here, just to let them know, hey, you got a platform, you got a voice. There's the businesses that have to be run, but at the same time, the gift truly is within the giving. So talk about that, and just how you guys consistently just give your time, give your knowledge, give your wealth. Why was that such an important staple to have in Music Networking No Egos?
I mean, is like you said, is no ego. So we all one time were looking for somebody to help us at one time. To, like I said, you heard my story. I didn't have a mentor or anybody to go to who went through some music, who knew anything about the game, who knew about the business side to it. So we all just collectively came together and was like, hey, we have some knowledge. Bots has been in game over 20 years. Auntie Jackie's been in her field for over 20 years. So, you're talking about, people who've been doing this for years and years and years. And when we saw the need of how many artists that just didn't even know the basics, like they didn't even know how, they were like me at one point. I didn't know anything about publishing companies. I didn't know anything about copyrights, or I thought poor man copyright was a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I felt I had the little dunce cap on too at one time. So when you know that, when you know what they say, better, you do better. So, when you know that it's people out here that could be the next big thing, and you could be that piece that could help them get to the next point in their career. That's the part about giving. That's the part about, you know, being helpful, because, you know, we giving our time and we giving our knowledge and we giving our energy, and that's why we protect our space the way we do, because thousands and thousands of people have been helped, not hundreds. We talking thousands, and we've been doing this for over a year now. And when I tell you, my DMs and my back channels, and I mean, so many people just thanking me for the room, thanking us for, you know, making them laugh. Like, you know, even like Will, like going through different real life situations. We lost a few people. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a real room to know that, hey, like we actually care, we real people, and we here to make deals happen. Because like I said, if I would have known 10 years ago what I know now, my network would be super jumping right now. You know, my network jumping now, but it would have been super jumping if I would have known 10 years ago. But everything's about timing, and I'm so thankful for Clubhouse and the Music Network and No Egos Club.
As am I, and I'm thankful for you guys that are running what an incredible room and doing the things for the people, man. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna hold too much.